So, this is my humble approach to give something back to the Blender community. I learned so much stuff from so many people, and but I couldn't find a solution to that particular problem. Everyone knows the Subdivision surface modifier, at least if you have fiddled around with Blender for some time. So there's a shortcut Control 3, for example, where we applied under the modifier stack. But now we have a sphere, but we want to retain that overall cube shape. So what you usually do is that you add a bevel modifier. You're pulling this in front of the Subdivision surface modifier. Give it maybe a few more segments, and then you can adjust the width of the bevel. It's working quite well, usually, but if you want to have an inset, for example, and you're extruding it to the inside of the geometry, we have this wonderful mess here. You can see it's working somewhat in the inside, but the outer part here is just awful. And I tried quite a few things, but I couldn't get a very good solution. But now I stumbled upon a solution that I am at least quite happy with. And the trick is that you go to your bevel modifier, open geometry, change the mitre outer from sharp to arc, and then open the profile part, pull the shape up to 1 completely, and you can see it's almost working, but not that good already, so these artifacts are very nasty. So what you also have to do is that you change your bevel type, your limit method, from angle to weight. Now it doesn't know where to apply that bevel, so we simply have to tell it, I'm just marking all edges, and I'm pulling the bevel weight to 1. And there you can see it's almost perfect, but we have these kind of bumps here and this unclean geometry around these corners and edges. And that depends on the amount of segments that you're using. So if you reduce it to 2, you can see it's working quite well. So we're having this oval cube shape, and we have that square extrusion inside the geometry, and we retain this without having these nasty artifacts that I showed you in the beginning. If I now play the outer shade, you can see it's quite good. And even if we take out the mean bevel weight from the shapes on the back, for example, I'm sure there are quicker methods. You can see now you can utilize these kind of organic shapes that you use the Subdivision surface modifier usually on, and you also have these kind of edgy parts where we can just adjust very easily what shape they want to have. So we have this combination, and in my opinion, I'm quite happy with it now, and I can use it on my models. All right. I also figured that it only works with the weighted normals and not with the bevel edge weight. Where was it? Mean bevel weight, my apologies. And not with the angle method is because it's also beveling the edges of the inset. And I think that's the trick. So that's what we need to have to make it work. So even if I take these edges here on the outside and I'm decreasing the mean bevel weight, you can see it. You still have your organic shape, and in the middle you have your perfect square hole. I hope you find this useful. Maybe someone had this very same problem and I could help him. If you already knew this, I apologize for the time you wasted right now. Nonetheless, have a good one. Cheers.